I go back and forth with SAD and carnivore. Yeah, that doesn't really help. On SAD, my poo is fine. On carnivore, it's 100% chronic diarrhea. I want to go back to carnivore, but struggle with diarrhea. Is it a gallbladder or something? It usually is a gallbladder issue. The problem is that you usually have a very good carnivore diarrhea can be two things: a gut dysbiosis, and usually by taking something like doing milk kefir for a period of time and putting back the bifidobacteria and the lactobacillus strains usually fixes that. If you only put back some of the others and do like kefir and some of the other supplements like taurine and choline and all that, that may fix some of these issues, but then it may swing over to constipation. You've got to put back some of the additional strains of a particular lactobacillus under those sort of. That's one thing that can actually happen, and that happened with one person, and she got her situation sorted out. Other people, the other common one is that you've got a gallbladder issue, and so, or maybe even you're not producing enough bicarbonates out of the actual pancreas for whatever reason. It could be related to gallbladder sludge that's gone in there and caused some derangements in your basically pancreas. That's another possibility. And so if you're not producing enough bile and you're not producing enough of the stuff that's required to lower the acidity level. So if you've got really good stomach acid and your food, once it's been processed in the stomach after a couple of hours, starts coming into the small intestine and you don't get enough bicarbonates and bile salts, which are more alkaline to lower the actual pH, what happens is the body will flood with fluid the actual, and this is where fiber can actually play a role because it holds on to fluid and sort of and can sort of mitigate some of this effect. It also prevents but also causes malabsorption, which is the other problem. So you can't win. So it will actually increase the pH in the stomach, which means you won't actually absorb or break down the meat as well, which then means that you'll have malabsorption issues because of the fiber. But then it provides more fluid to buffer the actual the acid. On the other hand, if you have diarrhea, it actually puts in more fluid to buffer it. This is to protect the lining of the gut from damage. So it's a protective mechanism that happens. Now, most of us, have been doing for a very long time low-fat diets or vegetarian or vegan diets, not eating enough fat, not getting our pancreas to work properly and our gallbladder to work properly. And then we go to carnivore diet too quickly and don't transition slowly and don't work on the gallbladder. So you should consider things like using carbs that are don't go back to a SAD diet. Try and use some carbs like, things like zucchini, cucumber, things like that. None of the oxalate stuff like spinach and that crap, but things like others that help, like, kosh lettuce and stuff like that, which can sort of reduce. It's not as inflammatory as a SAD diet and allows you to slowly transition while you work on fixing up your gallbladder with choline, taurine, and milk thistle. So that's what your aim should be, to try and fix and get the gallbladder functioning properly. Usually once you get rid of a lot of this sludge, you get rid of a lot of this either sludge or gallbladder stones or stuff like that. It's usually sludge, I find, with these sort of circumstances. Severe diarrhea usually tends to be sludge more than stones, and so it actually is more persistent because of that. I had something similar, so it's, yeah, annoying, I know. But that's unfortunately what happens. Sometimes that's where it comes from, and that's where the problem lies. So